I sincerely want to appreciate you for constantly coming to this channel to watch these videos. They are very important to you and important to me too. So after watching, I would like you to share it to any other person that would like to drive. So today we'll be taking a look at what we term the protective measures in electric circuits, or in electrical installations, or in solar installation. So the protective device are those equipment we apply in electrical power system in order to dictate the abnormal and the intolerable conditions and initiate corrective measures. So what I mean is those equipment we adopt into electrical power system in order to dictate the abnormal functions and also the intolerable conditions in the system and initiate the appropriate corrective actions that is needed for the system to function properly. As we all know that whenever there is a spark, there is a tendency of your system being burnt. Whenever there is earth leakage, there is always a tendency that either the operator is affected or the equipment itself is affected, which also increases downtime. Then in the terms of production, like the industries, we don't need our device or the machines to stop working. So for that reason, we adopt what we call protective devices. These devices help to regulate the invaluable or to regulate the irregularities that is happening within the system. Just like you know that in terms of power supply, there may be a variations in the supply system. So if the voltage varies and it is not accurate for the system to work, it will definitely affect it. For that not to happen regularly, we try to protect both the operator and the machine. And in protecting both the operator and the machine, what makes us to bring you into all these protective devices. Like we have the fuse, we have the circuit breaker, we have the surge control, we have the voltage control, we have the voltage protector, we have the current protector also. So all these things are the things that when you put them in place and form a particular system, over time we always experience a bunch of our costly equipment. We experience damage of gadgets, we experience damage of equipment and appliances, both in the house, in the industry, and in our working environment. So today I have those things that you can use to protect those devices from being damaged. There are a lot of things that makes it to damage or to get burnt. Those things are caused by some natural phenomena. Some are by spark or excess voltage, including the irregularities in the power supply or the variations in the power voltage. So today I'll be taking a look at what we call the protective device. Protective device are those equipment that we adopt into our system in order to dictate the abnormal and the intolerable conditions and initiate the appropriate corrective measures or actions into the system. I take it again. Protective devices are those equipment we apply in our electrical power system to detect the abnormal and intolerable conditions and initiate the corrective measures. So that those things we apply in our system in order to make them not to get faults, in order to make them not to damage, in order to prevent them from harming people, in order to prevent it from causing harm either to the operator or to the machine itself. So today I'll be taking a look at the things we use in protecting them, and those things include the fuse, the circuit breaker, the surge protector, the thunder arrestor, the voltage monitor, the current control, and the current regulator. So all these things are. So right now I'll finish the wiring and following my wiring diagram now. So right now I'm going to power it and see what it will give. So now I have to, because I'm using a digital multimeter, here there is no output. Now I'm about to trigger this guy. When I power it on, just like I told you, you will see the voltage indicate, but the fact is that it will not come on until this might have checked and monitor and make sure that everything, both the voltage and the current that this thing is needed, is equal to what is going to give out before it will allow it to trigger. So now let me connect the buzzer alarm that will give you the sign that it is working when it comes on. Now the buzzer is connected. Watch it as I trigger it on. Let's use here for the buzzer. this guy is on now and this is off until it changes as it, because what is needed, the lowest voltage that is needed for it to enter is 220, and if you look at that place, you see that what it is giving out is 210. Can you see the voltage? Can you see this? Then this also gives me access to reset. I've turned the guy off because I want to give it instruction. So for me to give it instruction, I have to turn it on. Then I will select from here, reduce. This is the lowest voltage that I want it to control. I can adjust it either from here or here. Currently you can see, if I press it, this is the voltage, the highest voltage that I set it at 230, so I can adjust from here. You see, I'm reducing it to my desired voltage. As I'm reducing it, you see it is affecting here too. So I will now enter. This is the lowest. Then I can begin to either I reduce or I increase. If I want to increase, I increase it and still press the guide, enter. Here. It's on now. So for it to come back again, to give me actually the voltage after some seconds, it will trigger exactly the thing I set. 220, 217, 218. Then whenever there is a thunder strike that is 40, this that is green now will automatically change to red. That is how it works. Thank you for watching this video.